Hello and welcome to Holly's Hotel Kettle Cooking. So tonight we are spending an evening in a hotel and there may be several reasons why you don't want to go out and eat. So I'm going to show you how to cook a simple meal in the kettle. So tonight I'm going to show you how to cook an omelette in the kettle. Sounds a bit strange, but there's a few things that we do need to think about to prepare beforehand, but this applies to anything that you might want to cook in a kettle in a hotel room. So before we start, there's just 3 golden rules to hotel kettle cooking. Firstly, that you always wash your hands before you start. Secondly, you take care with boiling water. And 3, always leave everything how you found it. So before we start, there's 3 items that are quite useful to have with you before you even start. The first thing is these steam bags for the microwave oven, but we're going to use them in the kettle. Secondly, a peg, not essential, but I'll explain why shortly. And thirdly, a lunchbox, something to eat the stuff in. Next, take one of the microwave steam bags and we're going to put our eggs into it. So using one of the mugs, we can take an egg and open up the bag. You can crack the egg on the mug and then put the egg in the bag. So now the eggs are in the bag, I'm going to seal it up. And then we're going to mix the eggs like you'd have them in a jug with a fork. So how we mix them without a fork is just to put them down and then just rub them so that it mixes the yolk and the white together. And because it's kept contained within the bag, it keeps it nice and clean, nice and safe. So there we have the mixed up egg. So once you've got the mixture in the bag, leave it spread out along the bottom of the bag and then just pinch the top of the bag together, and then by keeping it spread out helps it cook a little bit more evenly. So now place the bag in the kettle and with a little bit poking out on one side, close the lid, and you can either close it like that, cook it by boiling it once from cold, then leave it for a minute, then boil it again, leave it for a second minute, then boil it again for a third time and leave it for a third minute. You can always then take it out and check to make sure it's cooked. So the kettle is boiling for the first time and it's just coming to the boil now. I recommend that you let it come to the boil, let it switch off, leave it for a minute and then switch on again, and do that 3 times. So I've just let it boil for the 3rd time, leaving it for a minute in between each boil. And now it should be ready to tip out into my bowl, ready for eating. So now the kettle has had a chance to cool down, very carefully I'm going to take the bag out of the kettle. And there we have the cooked omelette. Now if you find it isn't quite cooked, then do pop it back in and give it another boil. But that looks all right. So now opening the bag up, we can then just tip the omelette out. And there you have it. So now if you've popped into a supermarket on the way to the hotel, then you might have picked up a salad bowl or with some cheese or something in it that you might want to have with it. I carry around with me some mayonnaise, so I'm just going to put some mayonnaise on it. And I haven't got any cutlery with me, so I'm going to use the teaspoon to then cut into it and eat my omelette. So once you've eaten, then please do remember to wash up, wash your hands and leave everything as you found it. I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you've got any other ideas that you'd like me to try and cook in the kettle, then please leave them in the comments below.